Really? Really? I'm live? Like I'm live? Like here I am? Like Shazam? Like Alabama Bing Bong? A ting tong, a wing wong? A here I am? Let me know again, they say. Here I am, let me know again, eh? So, so this is what I was thinking. I was thinking about linking this video to the 1980s, 1980 to 1989. MTV and Ronald Reagan and war and perestroika, post Vietnam, blah blah blah, Michael Jackson, Madonna, blah blah blah. Just music, culture videos for all those young millennials stuck in the '90s trying to figure shit out. Anyway, okay, so I'm off to the other room to show you guys exactly how much weight I finally put on, which is a fabulous amount, I think. And I'm working on it. Anyway, I'm not certain what to do for a couple of minutes out there because I have started this already, other than to let you guys take a look at what it is I've been working on. And then when I do get out there, you can tell me what you think. So that being said, let me take the show on the road over here to the other room, room-a-doom-doom. Room-a-doom, boom, bada-boom, boom, boom, bada-boom, boom. Right, yeah. Slowly and surely. Ooh, son of a gun. See what's shaking. See what's shaking in the village. Just some neighbors walking by in the village. So I might leave you guys hanging out here for a minute. So we got this thing going. We gotta take care of some quick business and we'll be right back. It'll take me a minute. You guys done dare analyze this and let me know what you think. So maybe manipulating it. I'll be right back after a short manipulate. Holy shit. Well, everything seems fine, I would have to admit. Yep. Yep and doodahs. Yippee doo-dah-dee. Okay, so thanks for holding on. Thanks for waiting. Thanks for joining. That's the current kind of piece. Trying to figure it out. Anyway, that's the amount of weight that I put on. It's almost twins, I would say. We got twins going on. Um, It disturbed me what I wanted to put in the folder. But I decided, like, hey, do it anyway, right? Paint what you gotta paint, fatso. Anyway, thought since I was on here that I would like take some liberties and speak about random shit, and then if I get, I don't know, I mean, maybe I should drop this link, right? Maybe someone's chatting in the other box. I don't know yet. I didn't pre-prep for this time. All I know is I'm working on some coordinate systems, like y equals mx plus b, you know. Like see my happy little knight? I have a knight right here. See the little horse nose right here? And it comes out that way, and there's a little horse. Wait, here's a horse. Of course, right? A knight moving in this particular domain, right to that there spot, or a knight moving to the same domain, right there, right? And, you know, options, but where does your eye track? Anyway, let's see. Let me, I guess I gotta find my own channel here. It's gonna take me a second. I hate doing that. I feel like an idiot, man. Like, I didn't even get my own channel ready or nothing. I just like, cause this is what I did. If you just knows what that means. Oh, look, there I am. One thing I don't like painting. One thing I don't like painting. Oh, NBS session. Great. At least I qualified it. Okay, so let's see what's happening. Okay, so far nothing in the outside chat, so I'm not going to worry about that. There was a little dingy ding dang. Hopefully my volume's working. Okay, anyway, so I got to put this over here. Just get serious. And all this downtime, this almost, you know, fuck around time. It's no good for business. I like business and being in business, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's close enough. Yeesh. Son of a bitch. My uncle and cousin and my granddad's were both coal miners. My cousin still is. It's a weird inhalants. The ability to inhale and live through black lung. So it's my uncle. Okay. But performance. Okay. We got our heavy duty and we get our lightweight. That's on the spray paint. Brush it out. Which right now I gotta get some, I'm obligated to brush it. See, I'm half quiet because I have roommates and they're probably asleep. So I need to be like somewhat non-absurd in the volume department. Not to mention, I think it pissed him off, but I think it's resolving itself in an interesting way. I've been thinking about resolution and how to resolve things, but not without strategically attempting to import the dissonant concept of contradiction. So two people reading my side notes on this book on contradiction that I'm writing. It's fairly short. It's not too long. One of them is overly complimentative to me, and the other one's probably a little bit wary, but not ungood-natured. And I consider him a semi, pretty high mind in terms of quick apprehensionability. Anyway. Which, to be honest, I don't know whether or not I am. As a matter of fact, I assume, and tonight I'm behaving slothfully, pretty much like a sloth, I would imagine. So, that being said, no happy trees here. But, and so there was this idea about using 3D virtual reality space in order to coordinate philosophical domains. In this case, you probably don't see what I'm doing, which is fine, because I cut off the top viewing, I do believe. Not necessarily for this purpose, but this just seems to elucidate a point of ignorance. So right now you can consider your knowledge set about what I'm doing up above, what you can't see, a bit ignorant. Meaning you can see some movement, you assume I'm doing something, even if you can't see it. You might be seeing something. Anyway, but then question about worrying about one's soul and forgiveness and hyper grace and a string of variables of self-acceptance, because it could not actually be any other way. So if one has temptations and one follows the temptations after they've been born again and doubly recriminated, eventually God gets the point that you need some hedonistic grounding to the universe, which into the world, which is probably considered sinful in modern Christian ethic, Puritan ethics. I guess because I don't have kids and I'm not raising kids, the idea of the relationship, the parent-child relationship is dissimilated from not my value consciousness, but my behavioral day-to-day engagement, hence robust understanding of parent-child civic duty and public expectation. Those who don't have children may recognize it as an ethic, but it's kind of like, hey, I don't have any kids, so should I be paying for your kids to go to public school with like tax dollars? And then I realized I don't actually pay any tax. I haven't in about 11 years, meaning I filed, but I don't pay anything. Even with last year being a good Bitcoin year. It's kind of surprising. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right there. Okay, so that's really the black stroke. So let me tell you all about it. Just one what might be right for you may not be right for some. Hope is a man of wings. The idea of possession is also problematic. Down strip. Crossover up. And dismount. Exactly. And land there. So, track jumping, people who have a very solid value, moral, and ethic, they're free to restrict themselves to whatever their perceived high value, civil value that they want to pass on to their children may be. That's theirs, but the idea that one is supposed to be civilly restrictive, I don't know. I still parse out my artwork and I say, well, if you don't have kids, your kids haven't been on the internet with full carte blanche, no parental controls for 4 months, then they can look at my art. If they haven't, then they better be over the age of, I don't know, 18 in the States. Contributing to a delinquency of a minor. So I was just watching this video about child actors who were probably traumatized, like top 10 child actors that were probably traumatized by their parts. And Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son was one of them. And that amazing hearted lesbian, Miss Foster, she played Lolita, or wait, taxi cab driver. I've never seen that. It's weird. I don't know. I didn't read The Handmaid's Tale in college when it was being passed around, and I didn't read several things. What was I going to say? That was Margaret Atwood. Of course, I didn't read Cheech and Chong either. I watched the videos of Cheech and Chong. Okay, so I'm feeling kind of Del Rabbity. It's kind of dumb. Like I'm kind of being dumb. Like I know I'm being dumb. But the problem about wanting to be dumb while you're painting is that it can actually be pretty productive. Be a little bit dumb. I don't know. I mean, what do you want to do? 'Cause, 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 it's not all about what you want to do. I mean, I have parenting backing. I I won the lottery for being born in the country. And I won the lottery for having the parents that I have. And I won the lottery by kind of doing what I'm doing again and again and again and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, and I thought, what's the fucking point of me getting intoxicated and painting and talking at the same time? Especially if I'm not dropping a link, right? No one's like begging to get in, like, hey man, I really want to get in. Like, hey, I want to talk to that idiot Mike. Dust Book, the destroyer, of many in his own head. Man, so I passed out this book on contradiction. I thought, man, this thing's going to be controversial. Then I read it and I thought, how could that be controversial? I haven't got full feedback yet on it. I was hoping to get some feedback on it. Instead, I'm getting complimented being just the type of person I am. But it's really cool. It's a cool compliment. But I'm not here to do my comedy act for you. It'd be absurd at this point. It's a pain. I'm not here to entertain my audience. I'm here to be artsy, like Andy Warhol recording somebody sleeping for 8 hours, which, since the internet has been invented, is not a very cool thing because anyone can fall asleep in front of their camera. I think I just recently made a video where I slept for 3.5 hours out of 4 hours after I was shit-faced drunk. At least tonight I'm being somewhat productive. Right? I'm fooling myself into believing I'm doing something good for humanity. Right? Like, hey, everybody, look. Obviously, this cannot be really good for humanity. I mean, bad for humanity. Like, come on, Mike, you're just talking about yourself. You don't want to talk about yourself too much. That'd be nuts. You could do buzz here. Be Amsterdam. Don't be nutty, be Amsterdam. Anyway, I think I'm in love with Nicole Arbour because she's liberal sexually. She has a lot of sex. Or sex when she wants it. And I miss those days. Of course, she's probably far more ethical than I am. It was weird. I really like the 80s. It was an hour long, but you guys had to check it out. So I will totally drop it. Anyway, so my niece's birthday, my other niece, wake up my niece-in-law, her birthday's coming up. I gotta work on a painting of her, and I thought this painting might actually be of her or for her. I was imagining something right about here somewhere. It's kind of crazy. I guess it would be there. So that whole area needs to be like that. Anyway, so
If I could just live in the mind of an artist, it would be like, man, I really would like this area out. This looks really cool. I'd like to spray some weird straight lines on it. My lungs feel like shit because I didn't wear a mask good enough last time. That's right, good enough. Come on, Fargo. Retarded Americans and grammars. Watching Sam Kinison do stand up in London was pretty fucking funny because it just made me think of the gap of knowledge. Anyway. He was just using phrases like winky, and he didn't use the word dong, but this Johnson, he was referring to his dick as a Johnson, and he didn't know whether or not they used that phrase in England. But it was just funny to watch. I guess Amy Schumer in some English show not too long ago when she had her first movie coming up. Anyway, that's fucking Canada. Canada getting all pissy at me for not responding. I have problems. I got shit going on. I got lawsuits. I don't have a vehicle anymore. I got a wreck. This shark bit me. See that shark bite? I live in Utah and a shark bit me. Okay. What a bold-faced liar he is. Yeah. That's what I said too, Mickey. Yeah. Me too, Mickey. Yeah. But what is the goal? What is it that I am actually supposed to be doing? I have to question that premise. Quite often, just not long painful. I mean, it'd probably be best if I listened to old rap and listen to some like Adult Swim instead of like coming on here and rambling. But I thought, like, man, there's got to be some sort of clown face or something. Oh, what? Now we got typers. Yes. Not she coming. Messages health review. Then mute goodie. Anyway, let me check these. And this guy has some nasty thing about your mother in Finnish. Well. That's not good. But it's funny for going to Finland or it's Finnish. Otherwise, it's not funny, man. It's not funny, man. Okay. Anyway, Ready Player One. I definitely miss Carrie. I kind of miss Sol. Sol was a toughie. Even though this woman that appreciates me, she wants me to hold her hand. Could you hold my hand? I'm having a hard time in life, kind of. She's scared out of her wits. And then I was like, okay, there's hyper grace, right? There's regular grace that saves you. Then you recriminate, and you reground, and you re-accept. And then you have what is proverbially, what I proverbially like to call hyper grace. Thank you, St. Tommy, for using that term. Because it's like a final struggle and then an allowance to go with what is. What is most honest. Right? Even if it's deleterious, hedonistic, or rotten, or what do you call it? A heresy. It's like you've already gone through that, and it's not that you're doubling down, it's that you couldn't not double down if you wanted to not double down. Right? Meaning you watch yourself do it and then fret, and then you get to finally get released and you get to watch yourself do it. And not so much fret. It's not that you know the destination of your soul. It's more of you give yourself over to the powers that be, not as a slave, but as a witness. So that's how I look at it. As a slave, but as a witness, but as a participant too. Listening to the idea of, okay, you get the scapegoat in your personality, you got the violator and the referee that tells who's violated, and then you get the scapegoat or something. I'm playing off of somebody else's description of like a triad myth. The one committing the crime, the one denoting or taking acceptance for that crime, and then the one that plays one's own scapegoat. It's weird to listen to people say, I was born again. I was listening to Aaron Ross say, I was born again, and on the same day that I was born again, I stopped being a Christian. Thought that was funny. It took me a few times to even consider the idea that that's what it was that I was doing, being born again. But in a Christian savior sense, it also made sense. I was watching the Non Sequitur show, and they had G-Man on just recently. They just fucking hammered the fuck out of the dude. But they did not give the guy the courtesy of believing that he was very, very dead serious about his opinion that Mormons were not considered Christian by Christian standards. By Mormon standards, Mormons are considered Mormons. And various other things. That his audaciousness was overlooked, and then Steve kind of attempted to make up for lost ground. Okay, I thought we were just having fun and that this was serious. Aaron Ra used the phrase, these are my boys. Who's my boy? And then, being from Texas, or down south, and then he said, then he deferred it to Matt Dillahunty. But he didn't correct the fact that he knew it was a double entendre, a double meaning, and that he was, in fact, playing into G-Man's sense of history, his sense of being a Black American that's also a Christian, and having this. Then he started to compare slavery to the prison system, and then kind of made fun of Aaron for not being in politics anymore. Like, that's why you didn't win. You're not speaking on this. Kind of stormed out off. Anyway, I didn't think the guys on the non-sequitur show would be too extra fair. I thought they'd gang out. And I was thinking of our author Arthur Rimbaud. I remember I was reading some text, some poem, a collection of poems by Arthur Rimbaud, and then some sentiment that he made, and he said something like he was really disappointed to realize he belonged to a group of humans that moved as a gang to conquer. And as if it was an assault to one's individual honor if you had trespass. And that he was lamenting being a part of people who garnered social sympathies for, I guess, their grievances and their opinions about things. And I don't know. It makes me wonder. Because I generally still hold an egalitarian ethic of character with a trust of pluralistic genetic codex and phenotypes existing without their meaning. I believe in the long-term allowance of that. I don't think because Eddie Murphy sang the song "Kill all the white people in the world" that is in fact what's going on. Because it's overladen. Although I don't like, and that doesn't mean I'm sympathizing with the Muslim invasion of either the U.S. or any of the Queensland areas, because I do think that they are disturbing the underlying culture. Even there's Turkish guys in Ukraine that are disturbing the underlying culture, but there's Ukrainians that are fine to go along with it because, man, my poor he's a fact. Anyway, so this is the rule domain from here to here. That's important right there. And I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying or what I'm trying. Ready, player one. Anyway, it's almost imperative to continue this slop expression, which is probably very valuable. Let's see how valuable it is. Might be very valuable. I lap to this. I tap to this. Are you a homo schoolie? Something homo schoolie. How can Tullius to load it? No, I think I just looked through the 70s, 80s, and I should probably attempt to be a better human being. Yes, it's a fact. But that's just the war one has to face, is the accusations of others that you're helping. Not just you're witnessing symbolically certain red lines or certain indicators, but you're hearing other people make the claim, accusation. In fact, it is the case. So then you decide, well, hey, who are my associates? Who is this that I associate? Well, we have an association. association. Anyway, so what Jordan B. Peterson would say, the right side is definitely most about controlling the creative chaos, where the left side is dedicated to always pushing the chaos into the future. He didn't say that. But he said his own version of Rumpelstiltskin fuckery of his particular way of describing the mythos in the history of myth and its embedded concretized meaning and association with our lives. Handle art and aesthetics to bring it back home might affect that. Anyway, I have to piss. Enjoy yourselves. We'll be right back. Oh, always wash your hands after you piss. Okay, so over here is the rule domain, meaning the shape of the squares, one over, two up, that a knight would make. So there's the rule, the domain of the rule, from which ostensibly and empirically, but not necessarily symbolically with this board, we could say that the knight could move that way based on the y equals mx plus b. And then you can say, well, does it actually move up that direction? Does it move like this red to that, or up and over? And then it becomes an analysis of how people move their knights and what, in fact, the rule domain looks like. Must it travel that way? Can it not just be a straight line? Boom, boom. The argument is obvious. Yes, it can be a straight line, yes. So, because of that, nice, thick, ooh, red line right there. What we have here is a unicorn. What you hear is not a test. What you see is not a test. What you feel is not a test. And then that whole idea of like every moment is meant to be exactly the way it is, son or daughter. So live free or die, thinking that it's otherwise. So now am I to say what you think? Sound like the idea of the eye being vague for the eyeball living outside of the eyeball, like things plugged in outside of the eyeball just for fun. Okay, why not have the vein on the outer bottom lid? go, God, what the fuck? Okay, so her mom died, which is bad. Her sister's going crazy. Her brother's off in Brotherland doing brother things with their nieces. And I'm the shithole because I'm not knowing what to do to help her with dad. I almost thought, like, no way is that actually happening. Like, the dad is in the cancer, and now she's saying he's dying. I have both my parents, and I felt like I was losing at some point. I hate feeling, but somehow, me being in a car wreck and getting a shark bite and having filing a lawsuit, writing a book, trying to get a painting done, figuring out why a painting is lost on contradiction, why everything is going to shit while I'm working on a book on contradiction. Just figuring that out has been driving me a tad bit batshit. And then I get a fuck you. Plus, I get in an argument with my old friend Jonas. I shouldn't call him my old friend. He's still my friend. He's more than a friend. I mean, he was there for me in a lot of ways that other people just weren't. I mean, my family was there in a lot of ways also. So that was a plus. But, you know, I don't know. I had a hard time because we were arguing about egotism and pain. And I was arguing the idea that one's mind can separate off of the sensation of pain, which he doesn't believe. And even though I have experience with it, I was quickly reminded within a day by putting my hand on a hot stove, not the burner, just the stove. Like, damn, that hurts immediately. Right? So the whole idea was, what are the basics, and under what conditions are my claims true, and would they even be true to me again? Just because at one specific time they empirically and subjectively behaved that way, that the pain was so chronic that just the divergence of attention was removal of pain. And you only knew it once you came back to the pain. The point is the time that your attention is away from it is, what's the word, deleterious. Anyway, and then I was trying to talk about hyperbola in my chat, and I use these two figures on a typeboard, right, to talk about hyperbola. Right? So they're right, hyperbola. Bola. I keep bola, but it's hyperbola. And because I was trying to talk about like intersecting domains, which might be more like that, like you're writing X, and then you show some sort of crossover engagement. These would be like crossover engagements. Anyway, I kind of like my bloody eyes. It's absurd, but it's partially why I decided to drink and paint was because I needed to run. As I'm running this book on contradiction, there's all this conflict and defoundationalism that I'm trying to defer to an aesthetic point. It's mere volatility, and it becomes like overwhelming symbolically, color-wise. And it's not an unrestricted field of interpretation. I mean, there's probably some restrictive. You could calculate all humans throughout any, if you took a poll, how many people at this stage of this particular painting
believe it looks like, or fill out all of the things that you believe are in this and of this painting. What is this painting about? Oh, Keystone, that's right. Okay, we're going to do some Keystone. See that? I guess you can. Okay, that's good. Pattaya woman clean and skin very much. Hello, painter. Hello, thank you. But the problem with being a painter is that it makes so much pain. You suffer so much psychologically for your art. Okay, so anyway, you got the rule domain, and then you get the figure, or the path of the figure, which is part of the reason why I did that straight line. I don't know. And what about it? And what about it? More of the same. More until it's done. More. So at one point, I was painting this large painting on this very wall with a lizard in it. It was Clown Collusion Against APIP, or it was my Clown Craps painting, I think. Anyway, there were too many illusions coming up with Piro. Is this your painting, Piro? It's like, that's what Canada kept insisting until I bought partially into the narrative. So I can say it, but anyway, kicking old narratives. Hey, you only get a few choices of paradigms you might want to live, and one of them might include your immortal soul, but you still might want to choose another one. And not worry so much about your immortal soul because, well, if you're a Christian and you've done it right, you're probably pretty much okay with everything. Right? So, anyway. But by okay, that's another thing. Can people without kids be okay? Are we just floating little angels, these little angels floating around, causing our compliance and our disturbances in the force, irregardless of your children, regardless of your children, irregardless of your grammar place sense, irregardless of your kids, I get to paint little angels. We are little angels. We don't get left around. And around. Right? Maybe the show became one day some super hyper conceptual thing. See, the contention, belief, is still to believe that there isn't just one thing that's true, but that everything's true. And if everything's true and you want to be a part of everything, your soul has a way to go, but it also has some harsh in front of it, and that's not good. So then you're looking for like a bias or semi-positive soulful existence, and that becomes a new, state of semi-crises that some people hold to, and then they want to follow the path, stick to the iron rod or the Mormonism or whatnot. Like make certain that they're on the up and up. They're going to pass their own vision of what is being asked of them to pass in terms of, I don't know, what is it, games? these games and relationships. Why, wonder why she went away, and I wonder if she will stay. Anyway, I kind of like that idea, right? As the beat hits you. So, anyway, what we got? Unmute. Holy fuck. That'd be fucked up. That would be very fucked up. Let's see what this guy's typing. He's typing something that isn't showing up. It's pretty much a homo shit. Are you finna wins or you kick? Okay, alright. So that's what's permanently going to be on this video. Because I paint, I'm a homo. I love douchebags sometimes. Other than it's hard to bond with the dumb shits. Yeah, everybody's got their jollies, jollies. Okay, but see the overarching painting is going to be something entirely different. Entirely different. Entirely different. Entirely different. Say it, everybody. Entirely different. This just looks like the lady from Futurama with a high condition. Thank you. Damn jack shit. At least I have 3 people watching. Okay, so what to do now? Huh? What to do now? What to interpret within the piece? Where B is the intercept. Intersect. Well, y equals mx plus b. I guess m is the limit of the domain. It's 1m, 2m, 3m, 4m, and then 5 or 4.1, 2m for the meta idea of the other way that light may move. Anyway, lots of people. There's this whole thing about painting a unicorn, right? Like, obviously, apparently, at some point, I'm destined to paint some miraculous unicorn, and I'm waiting to get around to it myself. But this might just be the piece. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. It's a little bit upsetting. What's mostly upsetting is just how slow I am. Very slow. Because earlier, is it now? That's what I was trying to figure out where it was now. Man. Man alive. Okay, Jesus, Mesus. You know, I thought maybe I could send someone the link. Maybe there'd be somebody that wanted in other than this dude trying to sling some fucking Hello Lovin' my way. Goddamn, Terry can't even be a straight white man without having that there little woman who's always hitting on you, rubbing their wieners against their own computer screen. They think you're so goddamn amazing. Rubbing their big old clitorises against the computer screen. They're dudes with a pee hole in their weenie. Rubbing their clitorises against the screen. Fine, have it my way, fine, just have it my way. Hey, damn straight. It'll be my way or no way at all. It tells you. That's what it says. It's gonna be my way or no way. So I can sing I did it my way and I didn't go work for the man and do it the man's way. And if I had to once work for the man, doing it the man's way, I also did it my way while I was doing it the man's way. Homo Robitussin. Robitussin for homos. Yes. Oh shit. Yes, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Try it. Feminist. Yeah, you gotta know what to do. You gotta take this advice. You gotta squeeze the lemon. Oh. See, that's how I feel bad, is because I bailed on someone. How could I do that? How could I do that to her? How could I do that to my own soul? If I have a love for the woman, I also got to that, like, I can't live with or without this crazy lady. And so if there's a contradiction, I remove myself from considering it, which makes me kind of stupid. And I think most of you would agree that I'm kind of stupid. I think I've proved myself time and time again how commonly stupid I am. I don't think there's any doubt in the mind of my viewers, my lovers, people that stand by me and think that I'm a phenomenal human being. I think they think and know that I'm stupid. Because of that, I drink to you. Try not to show any labels, even though there's labels in here. I'm drinking Keystone because somehow I thought there must be a key to this painting, to my universe, to my future, living on the dark side of midnight, an act of God, Terry Pratchett's all turtles all the way down, turtles floating and supporting all universes and worlds. the flat earth, and Dante's path, and a bright tomorrow, and the great controversy, blood break, and District 9 and 13, and blah 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 blah, war and fight, corruption, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's literally better to Babylon, I think, in some respects, than it would be to try to have like make up some sort of like thing or opinion about something. Okay, well that being said, let's see, yeah, that way and that way, and then the bit that way, take it down like that. That works. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Jesus Christ, man. You know, that's what I mean by I'm a moron. You guys could watch me call myself indignantly a moron again and again and again and again. As many times as it takes. It's like, Imagine Dragons, whatever it takes. How many more times you gonna tell me you're a moron? Whatever it takes. All the disclosure, stupid papers. Women that allow themselves to get filmed in porn at a young age as a liberated future of liberated ones. The ones that either repent back into something conservative, deny, and they never happened. But really, it's the dudes that are running those porno rings that I think, like, what is the nature of their soul? What's the nature of their soul? What's the nature of God's view of their soul? Because, man, it sounds enticing, to say the least. But then you're just part of that whole part of the problem things, part of the solution. The solution, it tells you, is found in monogamy, pure love, you know, stuff. Whatever it takes. In session. Still, I told you there was a recording of the session. It's just us, Peric. Talking smack about something or another. And that there should be red. So that's where later we can use realms of red, or red realms. Get to the point where you give a shit, then you get to the point where maybe you give a shit. And then you try to backtrack and realize why you gave a shit in the first place. Or why you stopped giving a shit in the first place. But I like to think first. So, I going to change things up a tad. Because I got hungry. That's why. Okay, what do I get? 100%. Anyway, it's 11:30 p.m. And some downtime right now. What I'm doing is I'm going to be cooking. And I want to record this because it's a violation. And, in other words, I'm eating meat. I'm cooking meat, right? Which is almost sacrilege. By the way, check out the shirt. Work with Mike.biz. Your cryptocurrency or shit needs might be. Okay. 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 So, point though is this. That's what I'm doing, right? I'm going to cook some burgers because I've been vegetarian and then it's not even super much, so much that I'm hungry for meat. I just think there's that part of being a vegetarian where you're seeing all this meat, you hate it, you don't want to contribute to it, and yet it's just going to waste. Like the fucking after half of this meat gets thrown out, not even given to homeless people, it's just gonna get thrown out. I'm like, man, is there even an ode to that dead cow? You know what I mean? Like, did anyone eat any of that fucking cow? Did skin make it anywhere interesting? You know what I mean? Like was its life or its death worth it? Makes me wonder. Anyway, so I'm eating meat. And I guess because it's August 26th, 2018, that I'm showing the world that I'm going to eat meat. Even if in the future meat is printed off. I believe this is real meat. Even if there's the Mandela effect where you guys are affecting me from the future and that this, in fact, is just printed meat and not meat from some cow that's slaughtered, that would be interesting. You know what I mean? Anyway, that being said, one thing I've never done so I think I'm going to do is eat the burger between two tortillas. I don't know, I think it's cool. Well, this guy's real poor. He wants to watch this old stupid moron make me talk about blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe your Grampy does. You guys build your Grampy style. And you're just not sharing the video enough. You're not showing around your college dorm room enough because you guys don't have dorm. You don't have colleges anymore. Thank Thank you for the 2 watching. Bang. Look at that. Okay. Here we go. Like voila, right? Voila. And the voila. So I'm going to add some other voila to the 3rd power right here. That's a little voila. We'll put that on the empty one. That's hot. And we'll add a little ranch to the hot. Because my cook ethic is still like, I used to try to be a gourmet cook. But maybe I wasn't that good at it in other people's eyes, even though I think I did okay a few times. So now, I kind of dumb it down to hillbilly style cooking. Like, I'm going to eat this breaded thing, and I'm dipping bread in the sauce. Yeah, test it. I got to test it for poison to make certain the chef is not going to kill me. All right, that's the scapegoat. Anyway, so that being said, I'm going to lob some of this back into this fridge. Look at this shit. Isn't that fucking amazing now? Go away. Shit on burgers. Oh, I think we're almost there. We're just going to load up the remainder of the meat. Bag. Look. Bon appetit. Devour. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh. Here we go one more time. A little more garlic. Little. And presto. Let's put it on the cold lettuce. Oh, thank you for witnessing. Oh, you guys, you're going to witness me putting on another 3 pounds. I love y'all for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, a few of you left. And then, once you get it in there, the burger, then you wrap the burger like a little baby papoose that you're going to eat. Say hi. I'm a burger somewhere in there. Okay, so any notion that I don't, I still feel like my right foot is gonna fall off, or slowly it's falling apart. Here we go. It's burger time. Voila! Oh, this is the finest dairy flesh I've had in a long while. So what do you do as a vegetarian just watching this industrial wasteland meat around you? Like, that was kind of a justification to allow me to re-enter it. Like, well, I'm going to throw that out if someone doesn't eat it. Well, sometimes taking vitamin 12 in the pill thing is annoying. And sometimes it's about the weight. For me, minus meat is almost, let's try. I don't know what to say. Me minus the meat, I've done it minus the meat for a while. Alright. It's like I'm probably not a guy you'd be like, hey man, I'd really like to sit across the table, a picnic table with this Dawes Big fella because he's gonna get caught up in his head and not speak at us on some scripted like blah 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 about the way the world works. You know, try to tell you your politics or who you are. I feel a oneness with everything in the Zen sense. And then I parse it out to media and then to difference. And then it worms its way back in. It only makes me wonder what I'm doing. Like little sin tunnels, little squirting out sin meat. How dare you eat meat again? You know better. You know better watch me. Anyway, I don't know what you guys think of the painting. I wanted to read some of this shit. So, what do you do besides lettuce? See ya. Mercantile Axios C24 Kilo Elos Setan Labam. Or Cud. Compian on Jump Compo AM. Nice paint. Thanks, dude. Another one. Book on contradiction. Got the side notes out. Got the collateral notes. I got the book. Going through the book. Trying to get the diagrams all put in. Should work on that a little more, but I got a lot to do tomorrow. In terms of, we got to print some stuff off for an HOA issue and legal problem I'm having. It's happening on Tuesday. I'm borrowing a ride from my still living father to go to check on a ticket that I got for getting in a wreck that blew out my van. That by itself is upsetting. I feel like Bill Murray in that scene in Groundhog Day where he's just eating. And Andy McDowell is looking at him, just stuffing his face, and he's like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to wake up in the same spot tomorrow anyway. But my God. I'm thinking about like, do you just not care? You're just throwing caution to the wind, or Andy McDowell says to Bill Murray. You just eat anything, or just like, I don't know how she quite phrased it, but it was kind of funny. And no, I probably won't link that scene to the bottom. You'll have to look up Groundhog's Day, Bill Murray, Andy McDowell in the restaurant. The whole movie is just fabulous. Oh, my asymmetric work with my biz shirt, right, where it's on the side. A planned purpose or planned accident, one way or the other, however you want. But dripping this burger onto this shirt was not part of the plan. Well, it feels to me like this slow, like if I'm a cake decorator, then everything that I'm getting at is just like really slow, kind of squeezing of the frosting inside the bag, and like write happy birthday on it. Like, happy birthday to everybody that made it through the whole video. Dawes Pook didn't have a point after all. Anyway, now it was really, I guess the point of this is to, once again, burn through your witches and blah, blah, blah. Whatever the negative shit is. Take it on. Assume that you're fine. And even if you're not fine, assume that you're fine. Because you don't know. Because if you did know, and you persisted, God knows everything, and you persist as God knows everything, then maybe God knowing everything is in fact coupled with everything, including what you deem as bad. And that by going into it is part of God's plan. Like God's not going to miss his mark. Right? But then there's that idea of, it's not that God could fail me, it's that I could fail God. So, well, could you? Would he let it happen? Would you let it happen? Would you let it happen? Don't you let it happen all the days in this intoxication of form of letting it happen? And if it is, did I just not re-violate, the modern conundrum of one's self relative to everything else? Is a fun, languid, long thought about the images and stuff. Thanks for participating. Thanks for looking. And yes, here I go with burger number 2. You guys get to witness me being in front, talking proper about my Italian burger cooking. Oh, this spicy burger. I think I'll do it again. Why? Not because I'm not fat. I'm a big fat fuck, but because I want to be a bigger, fatter fucker. So here I go, identically being a bigger, fatter fucker. Just like a proper American who happens to like bigger, fatter, beater, butter, motherfucker, baby maker, burger eater, slaughter grower, white guy with an egalitarian politic towards humans. Yeah. Beaners, like to eat beans. And Mexican Americans like to go to night school and take Spanish and get a B. Mexican Americans. Yes, I got in an argument. I got in an argument with this white nationalist guy who said I was a race traitor because I said I had the politics of Cheech and Chong, right? Like, hey, they themselves did not actually smoke all that much weed, but probably Chong more than Cheech, but nonetheless, the point is, what is the point? The point is that I was born in yesterday. Yeah, I was born yesterday. Long daddy and night. Anyway, so I guess the point really is that now don't really know how the world's going to unfold. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. You guys hold the fort. Bond. Jail bond. Right? Jail bond. Now send me $1,000. Okay, so let's speak on next. Good old funky hangout. Let's like fucking hang out, dudes. All three of you, yeah. Look, so here I am. Looking at my meat. Eating my meat to help me get thinner. Take all this protein and this fat and this weight. I'm trying to do something to be better. And who knows? Maybe I'm giving myself a heart attack. But at my age, you're like, who gives a shit? And then you think, I'm not surviving myself for William Shatner's daughter, and I don't have one of my own. But I got loved ones and nieces and other people that is watching. Well, we're all part of one big, happy, dianucleic acid family. So here we go. I think this one I'm going to put in the sauce, not on the lettuce, making it more complicated for the flip. Are you ready? Ready? Go over into the flip. 3, 2, 1. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? 3, 2, 1. Boom. Yes. I'm only losing a few. Down the side. We'll accomplish that now for the papoose fold. Yes, you go 1 over. Oh, yes. Take a very steady hand. And 2 over, and then 1 up from the bottom. Certain to hold that proper. Oh, yes. And then back into conversational, rambling, or shift position. Here we go. Here. Send backwards. Reminding everybody to go to work with Mike like Biz and enjoy whatever I am involved in because, whatever. Because I don't have a Patreon. Right? You guys need to help me out. I need the money for the Zulu, Zensor, whatever, Router, Crocker, Turker, Hero, Rotor. I'm the guy that needs it. I have the most interesting conversations. You guys never meet. You never see me in conversation. Or rarely. Other than when I'm talking to my hand, or my beard, or this thing. Look at that. You know what that looks like? What that looks like talking to you? It's like I think I'm turning Japanese. Turning Japanese. Going down fly. So, alright, wrong. Here's the problem. Being the old, dumb, tall, dumb shape. Is when you're living in America, I think one should work on artifacts of there being a group of facts that take on the supplemental role as artifacts of their individual being. I mean, unless you merge your own philosophy with theirs, there's something authentic about it. But what's on? These people are typing some shit. My God, hey there. Frogs. Okay, we'll start. But one of your viewers are finished from picture DDDs. The tent makes you 3. What is that? Okay, give me a link. Get on the juggle. Google hello. Oh, well, shit, maybe I should give a link. What is it, an hour and 36 minutes? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, oh, oh. After knowing this shit, you know what I'm saying? Gotcha. Anyway, okay. So what do I do? How do I do this? Can I share this? Just live? This isn't an event. Holy shit, it's a stream. What have I done? Locked in this video. Record this video. Well, I'm done in a bet and I'm all the nigga shit down my leg. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Dun, dun, dun. Not my art. Yeah. Okay, so I'm feeling part delirious. It's really hot. And all I have are these beer. And I put these beer, not beers, plural. I don't really want to say beers, plural. Put these beer in the freezer to get them really cold. So I'm like, yeah, I'm at my worst when I drink. And so it's time to make a video. But if you can't get my gist, it's like, hey, put your worst foot forward, especially if you know that you don't have the best foot. I say that as a foot crippled man. So, how do I do this? 2 burgers, midnight, beer, 1 lamp. Seven people watching, 3 on the back end. What do you have to say? Be honest. This is probably not the way I should have been spending my last 24 hours. My most recent previous 24 hours. It's also probably not the way I should have been spending the last 72 hours. Being a lazy, bedridden. Only semi-productive. Semi-disabled fella. Anyway, when I turn that way, is this my good side or is this my good side? Say 2 if this is my good side, or 1 if that's my good side. That might be my good side. In case I get a mug shot, I want to know which way to turn, guys, right? Because you want to leave a good mug shot. So let me know in the comments. This way is 1. This way is 1.5. 1, 2. Okay, so how do I do this, right? Because I mean, really, who gives a? I don't want to say who gives a shit who you guys are, but since I'm not really engaging you guys, I'm more thinking about me and my stuff. But because I'm having a crisis does not mean that I'm going to keep you from seeing the lava lamp. You see that? It's a beauty. I gotta admit, there's not much more in this wide, wide world of wide, wide worlds that you'd be like, oh my god, I just absolutely love lava lamps. That man's got one. Thank God he's got one. If the world did not have fucking lava lamps, what would I do? What would the world be like? Now the 70s gone. 70s Dharma. 80s karma. 90s celebrity shot and lost. I think it's time to go. I got nothing else. I mean, it really. I'll have to report back. I think my book will get some okay feedback, but I mean, I just gotta like fuck it, you know. It's like midnight. My feet already hurt. I did shit on the painting, and the painting's like steep. Like I can't not think about every mark. It's driving me crazy because I try to like fuck myself up a little bit so that the marks start coming out from the body like you're squeezing toothpaste out of two ends of a tube at the same time. You know, you're used to just one end toothpaste, but so you get a little shitty, kind of loosen the stroke. Problem is my painting is showing my current life's restrictions, and you know it's just part of the process. You got to paint what the fuck's up, but some people are tapped into their being, and other people are not tapped into it. They're just kind of doing something. They're not responding to themselves, you know, in an ongoing recursive like data set of self gaming or communally gaming. They're just not ricochet oriented, like the Sagittarius, the grand fire sign, the broadness and the cloudy nature of Jupiter, the Sagittarian planet. And I tell you, man, Selma, she was a Mercury. Go ahead. Anyone say in the comment box what sign of the zodiac is associated with Mercury? Go on, because I'll tell you something. It's an axle opposite, and it was difficult. Man, it's been very difficult. Oh yes, it's true. It has been a little bit, but so I use this little skip. Like okay, so I'm feeling love for this woman, but I know I got this hiccup, right? And what I did in past relationships is I let them go for like 3 years and then I ruined them. So what she did was she dumped me half a dozen times and then liked me kind of fishing back. Anyway, I just crammed like 3 years into, I guess, 3 months of off and on. Finally, no more. Finally told her that I love her, and then I haven't seen her again because fuck it. You know, it's like I can't live with that lady. She's too out of her goddamn gourd. Two people that are too out of their gourd. It's like Saturn and Jupiter running into each other. Two Jupiters running into each other. Even though she's a Mercury, she's this little dot. She's like the one that like falls into the core of Jupiter and like what? Because who knows what's under those clouds? It tells you. Don't fucking lie to me, folks. Like you know. Don't act like you know. Even if you do, don't act like it. It's been so long since I've tasted the meat. So weird. Well, I guess I cheated with a shrimp and avocado sandwich the other day. Totally cheated. And I had spent like 2 hours trying to save a snail with a crushed shell. I just left it outside in my parents' backyard on a plate with some dirt and a little bit of water. But shit, what do you do? Other than pour salt on it or crush it or burn it with a fucking magnifying glass. What do you do when you're part of that? Like, okay, if there is no cause for pain, then don't try to deliver the universe pain. Problem, irony with me is that I'm kind of inculcated already with things that are could potentially be painful, if not merely psychologically painful, then physiologically possibly not so great. But track record seems to really be in my favor. It just makes me wonder where the thrust off point is, the jump off point is into the spirit world. Win one is a fucked up fella of my age. This part fucked up. Trying to catch up with with all sorts of shit while being ahead of the ball in other things like having a movie made after you. Like, fuck, I got a movie made after me. Just like Jim Morrison said, was your life worth having a movie made after it? Man, holy shit, at least I got that one down. Anyway, I don't even know what to say. I mean, okay, look, there's only a little bit of time left. I only have 2 thumbs up. Where are we at? Anyway, the whole point was, I'm still, like, I'm not, like, I would hate to die in bad graces. If you go on a cruise and you die and you're just being hedonistic, then, you know, that's how you gotta face your creator. And I'm like, nah, it's bigger than that. It's always bigger than what you think it is, but never be what you think it is. It must necessarily be bigger, even if you feel self-constrained. Anyway, it's very disturbing watching oneself make allowance in the face of theological facts that take on kid gloves and they function as merely soft rules to a big cuddly wuddly that wants to wrap you up in a papoose and eat you like a burger. Yes, like a burger. Mwah. Love you all. Thank you for joining. Subscribe. Blah blah blah. Yeah, all that. Yeah. Subscribe, hit the like button, and make an amazing comment. Oh, I love you all. I hope to read these comments later. Have a good evening. Blah blah blah. Blah, blah, blah.